Let's go to Rob O'Neill, the retired Navy SEAL, the man who shot Osama bin Laden. Rob, this back and forth on who controls the airport is more than just an academic debate, isn't it? I mean, if you are the Taliban, you want to make sure that you're calling the shots there, right?
Well, they've been planning what to do when we withdraw in Pakistan for, 20 years right now. And this Taliban, ISIS-K, Haqqani, all this stuff, this is just stuff that they can use against us. They know what they're doing. They can say they're against each other, but when they do some BS negotiation, they being the Taliban, and then somehow ISIS-K comes in, the Taliban can say, oh, that wasn't us, that was ISIS. And it's all the same dudes. They're just waving different flags. I mean, these are warlords and warriors that have been doing this for a long, long time. Yeah, there are guys in there from Syria and some foreign fighters, but these are many of the same group of people, and they're just, it baffles me right now that we're even considering negotiating with the Taliban. It seems to me it's pretty simple. Everyone outside the wire right now with Humvees and guns is Taliban. They're all right there. Why don't we just go kill them? There's a good idea. We shouldn't be negotiating with these guys. They're not a legitimate government. The fact that we're trying to legitimize them as a government is an insult to everyone who's fought and died in that country. They're just out there. They're doing this. They're laughing at us, and they're going to attack us again because they brought the perimeter. They're not extending the perimeter. They're just encircling it further and further. They know that they can get close to us like they did yesterday. They can let the dudes in with the suicide vests and the guns. They're going to do it again, and it's going to get worse. The more people we evac, the worse it's going to get for the Americans on the ground. And it's sad that we're doing this. It's shameful to see it. I haven't talked to one veteran that approves. It's disgusting.
I have a feeling the president is going to take you up on that advice. And if he gets out on the 31st, Rob, he indicated in an interesting reference here that historically, anytime we leave a war area, we leave people behind. I'm paraphrasing here, but his message seemed to be to telegraph that, look, when we go, there are going to be some we leave behind, maybe quite a few. What do you think of that?
Well, it's very easy to say that when you're wearing a suit and you're in the Beltway. I mean, sometimes we leave some things behind. Those are people with family, real people that really die. I mean, he would know. He was a senator during the fall of Saigon. He was a vice president when we ditched him in Benghazi. And now he's a president during probably the worst day in military history. And he can just say, yeah, we left him behind. It's a shame you should do that. And you're going to notice what these people say who are getting advisor from crappy advisors. You're going to hear things like, let me be clear. Then you'll hear over the horizon. The next one will be the next ridgeline. You're going to hear cute stuff like that because that's what they say, because they don't know what they're talking about. They don't listen to their people, and they don't listen to people on the ground. That's all they're doing right now. And hopefully they're thinking we can leave, and during this very, very quick news cycle, we'll just forget about it. Once the Taliban turns off TVs, the internet, no one has cell phones. We don't really know what's going on and who's getting beheaded over there. It'll be fine. We'll forget about it, at least by the next midterms.
Rob, I'm curious, though, if you don't mind, I'm like a dog with a bone on this ISIS-K thing, so forgive me. But I do remember when the Taliban took over and emptied out President Omar, that one of the first people they shot and killed was this presumably ISIS-K leader. And there were similar such incidents we heard around Afghanistan. So, all right, they're not close buds or friends. Are you saying now that they will be so, because as much as they dislike and compete with each other, they really hate us? That's that bonds them.
Well, they need us out of there, and that is what bonds them. And they have a similar ideology, but you got to figure this happened in the early 90s when the Russians left, and then you got 7 warlords with their, countrymen trying to fight over Kabul. They're going to get there. They're going to take the country like they did now. Then they're going to fight each other, and this has, been the case for a couple hundred, if not a few thousand years in that part of the world. It's not going to change. They pretty much know each other. They don't like each other, but a lot of people in power positions don't like each other. It just so happens in this part of the world, which is nothing like the West, by the way, some of the negotiations end in death.
Do you think, Rob, as things stand now, that this country once again becomes a breeding ground for trouble, much as in Pakistan it was with Osama bin Laden and elsewhere, that this is going to become the new launching pad potentially for attacks on the United States and elsewhere?
Yeah, there's going to be training grounds there. It's always been a place like that, but this is going to get worse because they will have the Islamic militants moving in, starting training camps. But what you got to look out for is the Chinese coming in now, taking advantage of the natural resources and then moving stuff in between China, which does border Afghanistan, into the sea right there. And that's no joke. I mean, if you take a look in Kabul, it's chaos, except for two places, which is the Chinese embassy and the Russian embassy. There's probably a big picture plan there. And, again, we've talked about this before. I can't get into it in this segment, but wait and see when, someone like Taiwan needs an ally. It's not going to be us because we don't have the stomach for it.
Rob O'Neill, you call him as you see him, the retired Navy SEAL, the guy who shot Osama bin Laden. If he's right, this could be a breeding ground for the next Osama bin Laden.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.